Deadly like Ebola, but another disease is causing problems for local parents. It often starts with a fever and then sores. Hand, foot, and mouth disease is sweeping across area schools. WSBT's Suzanne Spencer is live here in the studio. And Suzanne, doctors say now is the time of year kids are at most risk for the disease.
That's because it's the most common in fall months, Rick, but it's causing concern for local parents who say several children are out with the disease, but schools aren't even alerting them that it's going around. These are photos of Elizabeth Benjamin's 3 kids' hands who all had hand, foot, and mouth disease in the same week.
It was like boom, boom, boom next day. The middle child got it, and the next day after that, the oldest got it.
Doctors say now is the time that hand, foot, and mouth disease is sweeping through our schools.
This is the peak time for hand, foot, and mouth disease.
But it's hard to track how many cases are out there because doctors are not required to report hand, foot, and mouth disease cases to the state.
Because it is so common. I mean, it's like the flu. We don't report the flu either. Because of so many cases, and then someone would have to follow up on each one of those cases.
Doctors say a reportable illness allows doctors to develop new preventative measures.
I'm not so sure that reporting the disease is really going to change our treatment of it any.
We received mixed opinions on Facebook about schools telling parents about cases. Stephanie says we've had 2 notices sent home about it already this year. Antonio says I haven't heard anything from South Bend schools. Elizabeth says she hasn't heard anything from her kids' school in Niles either.
They should have told people, send a note home if there's a major case going around.
Doctors say kids are contagious until their open sores are scabbed over, which could take weeks. He says kids often tend to scratch at them, making them even more contagious to other kids. Dr. Deirdre says keeping kids at home from school, at least for a few days, is the best way to go.
I think that has to be the answer because unfortunately you can't, with all good intentions, the kids are not, they're just going to forget they've got the lesion and they'll be doing what kids do.
Now, doctors say the best preventative measures are to wash your hands and all the surfaces around your house, since this disease can be spread through touching other surfaces.
Yeah, as soon as you come home, go right to that sink and wash hands. Now, I have 2 kids, and as a parent, you think you want to keep your kids home if they're sick, especially not to spread the disease.
Right, and doctors say while it is ideal to keep your kids home for a few days, they say they understand you can't keep them home for long periods of time, which doctors obviously recommend while they still have those sores.
Yeah, as you said, wash those hands all the time. All right, Suzanne, thanks so much. We'll say